Hi, my name's Avery Poore, and I'm the Manager of Learning and Development for the Tennessee Department of Transportation. I wanted to be the first to welcome you to our organization, TDOT. Over the next few minutes, we're going to be giving you some information that we think might be helpful during your career at TDOT and the first few days that you're here. Behind me, you'll see the James K. Polk building in beautiful downtown Nashville. If you're working down here, we're going to cover some things today that might make your experience a little bit easier and show you some departments where you might be working. If you are out at a regional office, don't worry, we're going to cover that as well. So, come on with me. Let's get started. Hi. I didn't tell you earlier, but super speed's one of my video powers. Pretty cool, huh? Well, we're at the 4th floor of the James K. Polk building. This is where Human Resources is located. In HR, we like to view ourselves as the concierge of TDOT. If we don't know the answer, we can usually find out. In short, we just want to make things easier. If you work downtown, you might have found it a little difficult to park and to get through building security. This is where we'll take care of that. One of our friendly security personnel will make sure that you get to where you're going. They're going to call your supervisor or someone in Human Resources, and they'll be right down to take you up to your office. If you're new to a regional office, this probably wasn't a big problem, but the next few steps apply to you too. Here, or with your regional HR person, you will need to get your ID key card. This helps others know that you work here and lets you get into the building. Here in downtown Nashville, we can also help you get a parking pass for state lots and a bus or a train pass if you want to commute that way. Or you can always pay a huge amount of money to park in a public lot. These are also the folks that are going to help set up your new employee orientation. You know what? Let me just draw it out for you. Your new supervisor will help you get started by explaining your role in the organization, the pay periods, and go over the employee handbook with you. We offer new employee orientation every month, so please consult the Learning and Development calendar and get signed up for that as soon as possible. Classes in headquarters typically take place on the last Tuesday of the month on the 7th floor. If you're in a field office or in one of the regions, consult your regional training contacts to learn more about your training opportunities. We also will get you started on signing up for benefits. You have 30 days from your first day to get that completed. Look over this information carefully. You can only change these elections once a year aside from some special circumstances, so make sure you do what is best for you and your family. TDOT helps to act as a liaison to Benefits Administration, who is what we consider the business owner of benefits. We'll be happy to assist and point you to all of their available resources and contacts. You'll probably hear about having a JJ number for the first time here. Don't worry about that, we'll cover that later. Some other important IDs that you're going to get your Edison ID and your employee ID. Again, don't worry about those right now, we'll cover all of that later.
Next I'm going to, it appears we've gone animated. Actually, this might help us out today. You may or may not know that TDOT is a pretty big department of state government. In fact, we employ over 3,500 people here in Tennessee in a wide variety of jobs. When I first got here, I thought TDOT only did one thing: build roads. What I learned is most road building is actually done by private contractors, with TDOT administering and supervising that process. We do build some roads and floating maintenance, but there is so much more that we do. Every time that I think I've got it all figured out, I learn about a new area of expertise that TDOT employees are responsible for. From planes, to trains, to automobiles. From being responsible to our environment, to making sure that our bicycles and pedestrians have safe opportunities to move about. We have folks that are responsible for historical preservation, to designing bridges, negotiating right-of-way acquisitions, and so much more. And of course, we have where I work, the Administrative Bureau, to make sure that all TDOT employees have exactly what they need to get their job done. Now, Tennessee is a big state with a lot of transportation, so aside from headquarters in Nashville, we've subdivided the state into 4 regions. Region 1 in Knoxville, Region 2 in Chattanooga, Region 3 in Nashville out at Centennial Boulevard, Region 4 in Jackson covering the west end of the state, and each region is divided into 3 super districts, 12 in total, that get things down to a more local level. I don't know about you, but I'm about ready to be back in my own skin. Rumor has it, if you stay a cartoon for over 5 minutes, you have to stay that way.
Hey, down here. It seems that I didn't go back quite to full size. That it happens sometimes. Usually sorts itself out in a couple minutes. Until then, let's go over a few things on the computer up here.
Oh man, I hate computers.
I know. Well, I kind of do too. I'm not big on social media or texting, but let's face it, that ship has kind of sailed. You can buy your house online, you can do your taxes online. In fact, you can even find your spouse online. I know some of y'all might be on Farmers Only, right? All right, back to the serious stuff. Remember that JJ number we talked about earlier? This is where it gets kind of important. This will be your login ID when you sit down the first time and try to get on your computer. You'll need that and a password to get in. Once you're on, you'll see the state web page, and up in this corner, something called Edison. A lot of what you're going to do at work may involve a computer system called Edison. That happens way too often. You'll need a separate login and password to get into Edison. Don't share your password with anyone. Not your buddy, not your friend, not your ASA, not anyone. If someone has access to your account, they can see all of your information. And let's be honest, that's pretty scary. We, in Human Resources, take protecting your information very seriously. And you, as the keeper of your password and your information, should take that responsibility pretty seriously as well. All right, without any further ado, let's take a look. One of the things you may do in Edison is enter your work time. Depending on your role in the organization, someone may key your time for you, but you very well may also key your own time in Edison. Use employee self-service to get to your timesheet. For each time reporting code that you use, there will need to be a separate line on your timesheet. All requested leave and overtime must be approved in advance. Here is also where you'll enter all leave requests and overtime. And again, remember earlier when we talked about your benefits elections? This is where you can do that too. There are other features in Edison like viewing your paycheck stubs, receiving your annual W-2 document for tax purposes, updating your W-4, viewing your leave balances, and so much more. If you are supervising employees working in procurement, financials, maybe human resources, or other areas, you may have access to other areas within the system. Please talk to your supervisor about that access and training opportunities related to those specific areas. If you need help with any of this, you can always talk to your supervisor or one of our HR contacts. We'll always be happy to help. Edison also has some great training resources available on their website. Oh, I think I actually might be resizing and back to normal. Let's see if this works, and I'll meet you on the top floor. Hey, good to see you again. We came up here to talk about your role in government and your protections that you have in the workplace. We're extremely proud of where we work, and we want to make sure that we represent the department well. After all, our bosses are the 6.5 million people of Tennessee, and that's why we should conduct ourselves in a way that says we care. We work in a customer-focused government, and it's also very important that we follow the Commissioner's visionary principles. Pierce. Be professional, innovative, efficient, responsible, communicate, expedient. That means you should recognize urgency. If you follow these principles, you'll be just fine. That, and you must care. In an organization this big, you're going to meet a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. It is critical that you treat everyone with respect. Okay. The diversity of TDOT is what makes working here so great. Our strength comes from our diversity and representing the public. Many different backgrounds means many different points of view. Different backgrounds and viewpoints can occasionally cause conflicts or misunderstandings. However, our diversity leads to ideas that solve problems we might never have thought of otherwise. Our diversity is our strength. We also have a zero tolerance policy on harassment and abuse in the workplace. You're going to be asked to sign the state's code of conduct, which will go into that a little bit more in depth. We'll also have some links to some resources at the end of this video that will tell you a little bit more about what we're talking about. But the simple fact is, if you treat everybody with dignity and respect, you'll be just fine. I forgot that I'm afraid of heights. Let's see if we can take care of that. Whew, that is so much better. It's great to be back on solid ground. Joining any organization like TDOT can be a little bit intimidating. You're going to hear a lot of industry-specific acronyms, terminology that you might not be familiar with. So when you hear things like MUTCD guidelines or GTAs, you're not going to know what that is right away, but just give yourself some time. You'll be able to get up to speed and you'll be comfortable before you know it. Know this, we're so excited to have you here, and we know that your impact will be meaningful. One of my favorite quotes is by Thomas Jefferson. You are better than no one, but no one is better than you. We want to welcome you to the department today, and we want you to know that we're here to help. Thank you for your time, and most importantly, welcome to TDOT.
No. Oh man, he froze up again. Can we get somebody from IT? An engineer? Oh goodness. Is Avery 2 ready? Can we put Avery 2 in here? Oh shoot. That's all.